Hey, everypone, welcome to part 3, the final part of my insanely long Q&A session. You've come all the way to Digibrony After Dark just to hear me talk about some slightly more obscure or adult or inappropriate content that I felt should just be separated. So, viewer discretion is very much advised. I will be talking about some very adult topics in this. So, I'll also be talking about some normal-ish stuff, though, that just has to do with Digibrony After Dark in general. The first question comes from Gabriel Gattaglia. You've mentioned working on a tulpa in one of your videos in the past. How did you find out about tulpa? Is your tulpa still around? Do you believe it was essentially sentient by the time you were done with it? I kind of regret that I ever brought up this whole tulpa thing, because I had never heard of it until my first hypnosis video. I was reading the comments and people were bringing it up. And so I looked it up, and it sounded really interesting to me because of the fact that it's just basically combining fantasy with reality, or combining something that you create in your mind and basically making it real in your own mind. And that's something that I have a lot of interest in because I write a lot of stories that are basically about that. I have a lot of fictional universes and stuff, and I kind of think of them as all being one universe. And I was working on a story once that was about the idea of transporting, like, you yourself getting transported into a place where everything that is in your mind exists, right? So it would be like a fictional universe, but it's not cohesive. It's not like getting teleported to a fantasy world like often happens in stories. It would be like almost like being transported to a dream world, but where everything that you think of exists in a space of your creation, kind of thing. And all the characters I create would be there, and I would be there, and I would know who they were, and they would know who I was because they exist in my own mind. So yeah, that was the kind of idea that I have this universe already. And so I basically took what I would consider the main character of that universe, and I said, what if I brought you to reality? So I just basically said, let's take this concept and interact with it, you know. And so this did not take me very long. I know that a lot of people go through a long creation process with the tulpas and stuff, but I just kind of was like, let's take this character and try to think of how she would become real and how I would interact with her. And it was interesting because the character was sort of nebulously constructed anyway. She doesn't have an actual story that she's a part of. So bringing her into reality was about changing the shape to fit the needs of reality, I guess. And basically she turned into a pony, which has never been what she ever was before. But that was the kind of thing I wanted to interact with, I guess. And so I brought it into, and I just started imagined her as a pony named Holy, and I just started talking to her and having a conversation. The problem is that, being as she's a creation of my mind, she pretty much knows everything I know, and I know everything she knows. Or, no, actually, the way I created her character is that she's supposed to know more than I do, but, still not very helpful, right? So, I was like, what am I supposed to do with her? It's not like, because I'm not, like, in need of a new companion or an imaginary friend to bounce ideas off of or anything. I just really did not. I was like, well, this was fun as an experiment, but I have no real plan for this, so it was just kind of pointless to me, and I'm not that interested anymore because of that. I'm like, okay, well, I've basically shown myself that this was not, something that was useful to me. So people keep asking me about it, and it's like, I don't feel fair talking about it, because I'm not sure that what I'm doing is even what other people are doing. I don't seem to see this the same way as others, or have the same experience that others do, so I'm not really the person to ask about this. And there's probably other people who've done way more research and been doing this for a while, and are way more interested than I am, so don't come to me with your tulpa questions. Go to, like, the tulpa Reddit and talk to people there. They're actually interested and have been doing this for a while. Zargi asks, do you like clopfic? My opinion on clop fiction and all clop in general is the exact same as my opinion on every other kind of medium or style of art. I have no real moral objections to anything. Like, your story can be about whatever the fuck you want. I'll like it if it's good. That's my rule. If it appeals to me, it works, Obviously, if I'm not interested, I won't read it. But then, if it's good and it catches my attention, it's like, okay. So I've read at least a couple of clopfics that I thought were really good, so I'm like, yeah, valid genre. That's something I can take an interest in. The Pegasista asks, how big is your penis? I'm having a waking nightmare. I'm seeing colors in the sky. Everyone wants to know about me, but they don't know about my big ol' penis flopping around. It's 3 big feet of pleasure. Put it in your mouth and put it in your vagina. Everyone's having a real good time when they're hanging around my big floppy penis. Can't quite stroke it really fast. Covering 3 feet of skin with your hand is not very easy. Here's how fast I can jack my whole dick. Ha 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 ha. That includes the back and forth motion. Let's do it again. Ha ha. That's how fast I can jack my peen. Everyone thinks that they have seen my penis, but they haven't, 'cause if they had, they'd shit themselves. Everyone today believes in me, they believe in you. I have to poop. Sean Dillon asks, using evidence solely from what the show has given outside of one-off jokes, answer this question, is Rainbow Dash a lesbian? Serious answer, if it's up to me, everyone's a lesbian. I'm just really biased towards lesbians. I can figure out ways that each relationship will work for me. So, you know, if we're going to do shipping, I'm going to ship girl on girl. It's just going to happen. Who would win in a fight to the death, Rainbow Dash or Applejack? Assuming that they can't use weapons or anything, and just going by the fact that they were really neck and neck through all of Fall Weather Friends, I'm going to say Applejack because she has a lot more to lose. She would probably want to stay alive, you know, no matter how long that battle got, Applejack would have more drive to come out victorious. Someone asked, what is the best portrayal of rape in fiction and why? I have no opinion on this. I guess the most realistic depiction of rape that I've ever known of is from the movie Irreversible, which is a French movie. I don't recommend watching that unless you have a really strong stomach, but it is a good movie. Nathan asks, I've been following your pony hypnosis project videos on Digibrony After Dark, and you talked about becoming your Digibrony pony in your second update video. I think it would be very interesting to become my OC. Do you think you can help? The thing about OC hypnosis is that it'd have to be different for every single person, and a few people have asked me about doing OC pony hypnosis, which would mean I'd have to do it for everyone. First of all, I don't know your OC very well, so you would have to write the script yourself, and then I'd have to record it. And I'm really not interested in recording a whole ton of these hypnosis things. I've got one that I already promised someone to do a rewrite of Twilight Sparkle, which I helped with, and that one's really, you know, I thought it was solid. I was like, I'll record this, and even that I haven't gotten around to recording it yet. It's been like 2 weeks, and I got busy with other stuff. And I'm not that interested in the whole hypnosis thing anymore anyway, so I'm probably not going to do a bunch of recordings of this right now. I might do them later if I get interested in it again, but with the whole OC thing, I probably won't get involved. Some people in the comments on my hypnosis post on my blog have been discussing ways of doing OC ones, so if you read their stuff and get interested in that, then, you know, you can find out more. Sketch asks, has any pony ever sent you any fan pics of your pony in hentai? If not, can I be the first? No one's sent any yet, so you still have the opportunity to be the first. Go ahead. How do you feel about grimdark fanfiction / art? The same way I feel about anything else, like I said. If it's good, it's good. I love the Pinkamena Diane Pie Ask Tumblr, which I will be doing a video on soon. I liked the .mov videos and stuff, so, you know, if it's good, it's good. Time Right asks, I've been watching you since you released your Too Many Pinkie Pies video. My question is, what is your thought on the mare-to-stallion ratio, I believe 4:1, and how it affects / might affect equestrian society? How would this affect marriage laws, sexual orientation of most of the populace, and equestria's tolerance to it? If the mare-to-stallion ratio really is what it seems to be, there probably would be a lot of, you know, same-sex relationships and stuff, because there's just not enough people. From what I've heard, because I've talked to people who actually went to all-girls schools, because whenever you see an all-girls school in media, it's always, like, rampant lesbianism going on, you know, like, there's just tons of girls hooking up with girls, and I've heard that's actually real. Like, if you go to an all-girls school, that really happens. I don't know that it actually produces more lesbians, or if it's just that girls hook up together because they're looking for companionship, but they really do hook up a lot in those situations. So I imagine that it would be the same if you had a populace that was mostly female. There's going to be a lot of female relationships because they want someone, you know, they want companionship. So I think that would happen, and it's possible that they'd have more open marriage laws and stuff like that because of it. I don't know if breeding would be like one stallion breeds with a ton of horses, or, you know, what, I don't know what, but yeah. Anonymous asks, what color underpants are you wearing right now? Gray. I've been wearing gray. I've filmed this twice. I've been wearing gray both times and when I initially wrote the answer. I guess I have a lot of gray underwear. Anonymous asks, which of the main 6 do you think would be the most likely to smoke marijuana? The obvious choice is Pinky. She's a party animal. She's, you know, out there. I like to imagine that in her scene during One Bad Apple, she was totally stoned, because that just works so well. I can imagine Applejack or Rarity smoking pot easily. Rarity reminds me of the kind of people who I know who smoke pot, which is mostly older women. Like, women in their just... like, most of the potheads I know are 40-year-old women. Don't ask me why, but... In AJ's case, I can just totally see her, like, just chilling under a tree, smoking a joint, you know, or whatever. Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash both seem like they'd probably get paranoid if they smoked weed. Twilight could probably use the stress relief. I could totally see Rarity being like, hey, Twilight, you've been stressed out lately. Let's go get high together. By the way, just in case you were curious, I don't actually smoke any pot myself, but I'm like friends with a lot of potheads, so, and who are like really passionate about it, so I'm extremely informed about the subject. Super Grub asks, are you a clopper, and if so, what is your favorite clopfic? I haven't read very many clopfics, just like regular fan fiction. I'm just not that interested, but the best one I've read was called Getting to Know Him by Sleepless Brony. It's 2 chapters, and the first chapter is hilarious, and the second chapter is just the outright most erotic thing I've ever read in my life. It's just really intense and hardcore and insane. There's also one called Jack/Off, which has this like amazing plot twist in it, so that one's worth reading. Anon asks, have you ever fully believed that you were Twilight or any pony else? No, I've never had a full success, and I haven't been trying really anymore. I've pretty much lost interest in the hypnosis thing like a few days after my second video, just because I had other shit I was doing. Pegasister named Gwyn C asks, please can you read this and also answer? Yes, okay, I'm reading it. Now that you're reading this, which is your favorite lesbian main 6 couple, if any? It's difficult to say, because I like all of them. They've all got their strengths and weaknesses. I like, recently, because of Brony Curious, I got into, Rarity, because it's just such a great combo. Yeah, it just works really well. I like pretty much any combo with Applejack a lot, because she's my favorite character. So yeah, I guess Rarity right now. Marry me maybe? Everyone gets a maybe. Can you ignore that question? Too late. Ruolbu asks, are you aware of the sexual content that pony hypnosis can have? At least one person has said that they fapped while listening to my Twilight recording, so yes. But, I didn't go into the thing. Immediately I realized that, of course, you know, I assume that everything's going to be sexualized, but I didn't, you know, bring any of that into it myself or think of it that way when I recorded it. Do you consider it to be relevant to the general topic of pony hypnosis? Sure. I mean, it's a part of the topic. You've already made it now part of the conversation, so it's fit to be part of the conversation. I'm not really interested in having the conversation, but it's, you know, it is what it is. Oh, do you like or dislike MLP being sexualized in the sense of it being a more diverse fandom that way? Like I just said, I have the expectation of everything being sexualized. When I first got into MLP, I kind of tried to avoid looking at that stuff because I was like, you know, this is still an innocent kids show to me, but I knew I was going to see it if I got into the fandom. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, it's exactly what I expect. And there's a lot of really good stuff out there. There's some people who are just, you know, phenomenal artists who are doing clop, and it's like, wow, that's fucking impressive, you know? So, yeah, I'm fine with it. Do you personally enjoy sexualized content of MLP as porn, arts, or storytelling, or any of those? Sure, all three. Is plot worshipping cute, silly, or just sincere? I had never heard of it until this question, which he then asks, are you a follower of the Great Plot, which is related to Ask Princess Molestia. And I think it's I've read a little bit of it. I think it's good. It's solid stuff. I don't really, the whole dominatrix thing does not really appeal to me, but I enjoy that as Celestia's character and her interactions with Twilight. And I like Gamer Luna in that context as well. In case you didn't guess already, I'm kind of into BDSM and consider myself a sexual deviant. In hell, I don't know quite a few ways. Is that something you ever considered for yourself or have any opinion on? I asked specifically because your comments on how you like stories about insomnia kind of made my kinky sense tingle, and I don't even know why. So is that related, or am I just plain wrong? I'm pretty moderately interested in everything, like, sexual, but I haven't done any of it, you know? Like, I'm still very much a virgin, so I've never even been in a relationship before, so I haven't had no experience with anything. All of it is totally interesting to me, but I can't really say what I'm into if I haven't experienced any of it. I will say that I am kind of sadistic just in general, you know, like just causing other people pain is somewhat enjoyable to me, as fucked up as that might sound out of context. But yeah, if I had like a girlfriend and she was like, hey, I want you to fucking start spanking me, I'd be like, sure, you know, I'm totally open to that kind of experimentation. An Ask Tumblr that I like and enjoyed a lot when it was new, less so now, is Little Miss Rarity. It features a Rarity that becomes addicted to pain after an incident with her cat, and a little shout out to the Pinkamena Pie Tumblr. Again, do you know it? Is it something you would like or dislike, and why? I hadn't read it before this question. I looked at it, the art did not really appeal to me, so I do not intend to read that. Tyler says, who is your favorite pony to clop to? I don't really have one. Anonymous asks, if you had to fight one of the characters from the show in a fight to the death, who would it be and why? Do you think you would win the fight? I'm going to pick Tank. He's slow, he's weak, he has a really long neck, and if he tries to hide inside of his shell, I can just drown him. Ruolbu asks, do you know about Laci Green? He linked to her. Proper sex ed is always relevant, in case you were wondering why the shift in topic. I had not heard of her until he linked me, or he or she linked me, and I thought it was amazing. I subscribed, and those videos are great. I'll even throw up an annotation to go watch Sex Positive by Laci Green. Those are really excellent educational videos. Eric says, bro, do you even lift? And I said, nigga, I will bench you under the table. Which is not true. I can't lift. Anonymous asks, what is the password for your YouTube account? It is shitdick_cockass. Type that in. Anonymous asks, what is your favorite porn vid? I don't really keep track of this. Do people keep track of this? Like, I don't know the names of porn videos or anything. I don't, like, rewatch them. It's all just, like, a skinny Asian blur. Nichols Fuck asks, do cloppers have the right to bash furs? No, no one has the right to bash anyone. That's just bullshit. True Zangetsu asks, if you clop, which pony/pony do you clop to, and are there scenarios which you think of while you clop to said pony or ponies? I'm obviously not going to get into too much detail about this because it's just like, the line has to be drawn somewhere. But I could probably write a clopfic if I was the kind of person who actually ever finished fan fictions. I feel like I kind of have to finish one of my normal MLP fanfics before I should even think about going there. Oh. Luke asks, what are your favorite character ships? Straight, gay, and lesbian. My favorite straight ship is probably Rarity and Fancy Pants, just because Fancy Pants is the man. I haven't thought of any gay ships. I guess the ones, like, Brayburn seems like the gayest pony to me, if I'm, like, so when I see Brayburn in gay stuff, I'm like, that's makes enough sense to me. And I love all the lesbian ships. As I said earlier, though, Rarajack's probably my favorite. True Zangetsu asks, what do you think of cousins along the second degree of blood relations, second cousins or first cousins once removed and so forth, dating and of being in a relationship that has sexual aspects, and what would you do in a situation in which your cousin, second or first once removed, who is 10 years your junior, had a sexual attraction and actual feelings of love for you? Well, if this theoretical cousin is 10 years my junior, that makes her 11, so I'm gonna pass. And as for cousins dating of whatever, I don't even know what a second cousin is, because I have a lot of first cousins, but you know, whatever. If it works for you, it works for you. You know, I don't want to date any of my cousins personally. I don't think any of them want to date me, but if you have a hot cousin and she's like into you, then go for that, man. Someone asks, how sexually active are you, and or what kind of sexual relationships do you want to have? I'm a total virgin, and I really don't know what I want, because I haven't had anything. Anonymous asks, boxers or briefs? I go for boxer briefs. Oh. Zyber asks, what is your most weirdest / darkest / secret fetish? To which I answered, if you ever want to feel like you're definitely going to go to hell, check out this manga called Tokyo Akazukin. It's one of my favorite manga, and yeah, you'll feel like you're going to go to hell after reading that, regardless of whether you believe in hell. Colonel Cusack asks, what do you do if you want to poo in an English country garden? I drop trow and squeeze out a Cleveland steamer on the grass. Do you think naughty thoughts when drinking apple juice? No, but when I drink hard cider, I do like to imagine I'm on Sweet Apple Acres. The Digibrony asks, are you a virgin? If yes, can I have your babies? No one's having my babies. Not for at least another 10 years. Why do I have to be a virgin, by the way? No interest in spoiled goods? Twilight Sparkle asks, if I keep doing the pony hypnosis for Twilight, will eventually it have some effect on me? If yes, if I keep doing this, will the effect rise? Maybe, I guess. It depends on how you react to it. You named yourself Twilight Sparkle already, so it sounds like it's working. The Zombie asks, will you do more hypnosis readings on Digibrony After Dark? As I said, I intend to do this modified version of the Twilight script that someone put together. After that, I'm not sure what I'll do. I've kind of lost interest in the project. I feel that it can be handled better by other people, because I'm not interested in writing these at all. I've been doing the voices for them because I know I have a good voice for it, but you know, I might get active again in the future, but for now I'm worried about other stuff. Orion Delta asks, are you a furry? Nope, unless you consider being an MLP person to be a furry as well. Blood Spirit asks, have you ever attempted to bite off your toenails, grind them up, and then inject them toenail juice into your veins? Just, look, man, I need my fix. Don't judge me, okay? Fuck. Pinkamina the Puppeteer asks, hey, I know this is going to sound kind of gross and disturbing, but I'm actually genuinely curious to know. Theoretically, if you were trapped in an inescapable room with the dismembered body parts of your two favorite ponies for 5 days, and the only way you could stop yourself from dying of dehydration / starvation before escaping was to eat them, would you? And which would you start on first? Well, that would be Twilight and Applejack. I would definitely eat them, but it probably wouldn't keep me alive or well nourished, because there's no like water in marshmallow, so I'd just be like eating marshmallow for 5 days. I think I could survive that, right? But I don't know, the lack of water would probably kill me. Dirty Dan asks, hey Digibrony, have you ever played Super Contra, and also does your mom have a dick? No, my mother does not have a dick. I believe you knew this before you called. No, I haven't played Super Contra, I don't think. Anyway, that's it for Digibrony After Dark. This is the end of the gigantic Q&A. Finally, it's been a really intense week, and I'm pretty glad to be able to put this behind me. I'm going to have a lot of free time on my hands all of a sudden, and then I'm just going to make like 10 or more videos. So yeah, thanks for watching all this if you actually did, which would be amazing, because that would be like 8 hours. So thanks. And see you in the next video.